Kia ora, I'm Robin and this is Grace. We first became involved in Enabling Good Lives in about October of 2013 it would have been. At that stage we didn't have any concrete ideas about what Grace would be doing once she left school, so we came on board really quickly with Enabling Good Lives and worked with a navigator who got to know Grace, and for us it was a really good option because it gave us the opportunity for Grace to be able to have some choices in what she was doing, rather than her going to a day service really. We wanted Grace to be having the sort of life that she'd been having at school, and the roles that Grace has in her week is as an animal carer. She really enjoys that. She enjoys caring for animals, preparing food for them. She's also a dancer. She attends a dance group, she is involved in drama, and she's also an outdoors girl. She loves tramping, water sports, which she's involved in on a weekly basis as well. What are the things that you like doing in the winter time? Can you remember? Basketball. Yes, you used to play basketball at school, but in the winter, last winter, where did you go with Joe?
No.
You went skiing? Yep. Yeah. And you went up to Mount Hutt? Yep. And so you went on the Te Pou. Can you remember what that was called?
No.
I've forgotten what it's called too. You went skiing though, and you learnt to ski without any poles?
Yeah, poles.
So you went each Wednesday up to the ski field?
Yeah, ski field.
Yep. So you're involved in that, and on a Friday you go out tramping with your friends? And Joe used to take you skiing, didn't he? Yeah. As or part of Enabling Good Lives with our navigator, she encouraged us to develop a circle of support. It's a concept that I'd been introduced to probably a couple of years prior to us setting one up, and it wasn't a concept that I was that comfortable with. I struggled with the idea of being able to have people who would be interested in being part of a circle of support, and even asking people was something that I struggled with. But we talked about it with our navigator, and we started to just gradually think about people we may be able to approach, and started thinking about people, what skills we thought people could bring to a circle of support to support both Grace and us as a family. And I think one of the sort of dispositions that we really looked at was people who were creative thinkers. And we had a couple of people who volunteered to be part of the circle before we actually approached them. They knew we were thinking about it, and that really started the ball rolling. So that has been a really positive move to have that circle operating, hasn't it? It's offered some support for us as a family, and Grace has people beyond the immediate family who have an interest in her, and they take an interest in what she's doing, and the different roles that she has, which is really positive. Brother, yeah, he'll be here soon.
Mum, take me? Hobbit.
He did take you to the Hobbit, that's right. Some of the people in the circle have offered to be involved with Grace in different ways, and taking Grace. What did Nicola do? Can you remember where you went with Nicola?
No. Rugby. She
took you to the rugby, because that's another one of Grace's passions, isn't it? You like the rugby. You got a bleeding nose. Through Enabling Good Lives, Grace has been able to she has a really good life, but it is a challenge. It's not an easy road, and long term, the way it is at the moment, I don't think it's sustainable for us as a family. And we're looking ahead to, when Grace goes flatting, and I think some of the difficulties for us are because we live out of the city, and a lot of what Grace is involved in with her interests is in the city. And so that's a particular challenge. Step through both Enabling Good Lives and the circle of support that has been really important for us is the building of relationships. For Grace to have a really good life, or for any of us to have a good life, we need to be able to have those relationships and sustain relationships. So to build relationships that Grace can be, that are reciprocal relationships are really important, and we see moving forward to her becoming more independent from us and moving away from the family home, that those relationships are going to possibly take a different angle, and there'll be different people involved, but we see that relationship building as being I guess an essential criteria and part of that independence for her. Tonight we're actually meeting for I think it's our 4th Circle of Support meeting, and Hannah, our navigator, is attending tonight, and she's going to be stepping aside from her role as the facilitator of our meetings. So we're going to hopefully find a new facilitator within our group to take on that role for us. So we'll be very sad to see Hannah go. She's done an amazing job, but also taught us some skills as well. And again, that's all about that positive relationship building.
My name's Piet, and I'm part of Grace's circle, and that's happened because I know Grace and her parents, but also there's a motivation from my background. I have a sister who was, who in the old days was called mentally handicapped, but disabled these days, and she's the second youngest in our family of 8 siblings, and she has had a big influence on the lives of all of us siblings, and she's a very close part of our family, although she lives in a trust home, and so that's motivated me, I suppose, to be able to sort of see where I can be part of Grace's circle, really.
Hey, I'm Joseph, and I'm Grace's older brother. The motivation for Circle of Support for Grace is basically just to provide her with a better life and all the opportunities that everybody else gets, I guess, and just to integrate her into society and just have a good life, I guess. It's sort of what I like to see her get out of it.
It's the friendship really between that I have with Ross and Robin and Grace. Like they're lovely to be part of, lovely family to be with, and Grace is as much a part of that family as each individual is, and so easy to be with, enjoyable, outgoing, so it's easy to be part of, really.
There's a lot of good ideas getting thrown around, and you know, a lot of input from different people. I think it helps take the stress off my parents a little bit too. I think tonight we're going to be sort of talking about ideas looking at getting Grace into a flatting situation with probably peers of a similar ability, I guess, and you know, obviously give her more responsibilities in life. Just being a different generation and someone closer to Grace's age, I can possibly have some different input and some different ideas to what they may have, and yeah, I guess that's it. And being her brother, obviously, I like to see, or I'd like to see what's best for her.
Together with being humbled by people's willingness to be involved in the circle of support, there was also a recognition that as a family involved in developing a life for Grace, there was some isolation from other people. We felt a strong sense that it was our responsibility and our responsibility alone But the whole notion of circle of support opened up the opportunity for people who actually were quite happy to make a contribution. And as Robin reminded me earlier, in fact, some of these people had offered in the past. And this circle of support actually provided a forum for them to do that, and allowed us to provide a structure for Grace that really allows us to move on. And the circle of support can be used in whatever way we as a group decide, and Grace would like us to use it. So we can use it for developing employment opportunities. We can use it for looking at going flatting. It can be used in sections of Grace's life, but it can be used in a very holistic way as well. So we can look at the whole of Grace's life. We can have subcommittees who look at various aspects of some of those things I've talked about, like flatting. Family capacity building is a derivative of enabling good lives, which allows people members of families who've been involved with enabling good lives, to support other families that want to develop a good life for their young person. So this has taken the form of running small workshops for other parents who are invited from a variety of sources to come along and learn about how they might set up a good life for the young person, with themes such as housing, community development, circles of support, and anything else that people might wish to learn about. But all of the themes are underpinned by the notion that there are other people out there that can help support you. You don't have to do this by yourself. And I think probably the most supportive factor for us as a family that I've been able to convey through those workshops is the notion of circles of support, which has really taken a load off our shoulders and feels that we have so many other ideas that can contribute to what is going to assist Grace in the future. As a family, we've learnt about this notion of micro-enterprises. First encountered it some 2 years ago, and we believe that long-term it offers probably the best option for Grace in terms of sustained employment. It means some hard work on our part to set it up, but we'd certainly bring in other people who have expertise in areas around employment and could support this micro-enterprise over a period of time, perhaps even when Grace's parents are no longer about.
Yeah. Oh. Is it going to work, Grace? Yeah. Have to have the sound. Sorry. Right, didn't it, Grace? That was a bit loud. Yeah. Horseman. And this is the theme song from Crusades. And what did you do when you were watching? There's lots of stamping on the stairs.